Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a girl talk, get ready with me video. I like to do these at least like once a month, and I feel like it's been a while since my last one. I just think they're fun to catch up, do your makeup together. I feel like a lot of people used to do these, and I always loved putting them on as like just background while I did something. I know, it just feels like sitting down and talking to a friend. So I hope you guys enjoy these videos still. I'm gonna continue making them because they're one of my favorites to make. So let's go ahead and jump in. All of my skincare is already done. I am using a new SPF, which I'm really excited about, and I completely forgot to bring it in here. But it's the Beauty of Joseon on Amazon. I got it on Amazon. It's really good. So I will link everything that's on my face in the description box below, as well as all my makeup. I'm gonna be using a couple of new things. No, just like one new thing. A new color of foundation. I finally have like fully committed to figuring out what my true foundation color is. I don't know. And so I'm finally now realizing that I'm not medium skin toned. I don't know why I felt that way for so many years of my life. I also used to tan a lot and things like that. I'm no longer doing that. So now I'm finally in the light category of foundations again. Anywho, all the products will be linked down below for you guys. I am sipping on this new coffee I picked up at Trader Joe's, the La Colombe coffee. This is the peppermint mocha. It's not bad. I ain't mad at it. Pretty good. So yeah, I just want to kind of chat, do some makeup, what's been going on. Scott and I have a little lunch date today. We are going to the opening of, it's like their soft opening of Sweetgreen, which I am literally pumped. Like now I'm like, we don't have to ever leave because there's a healthy fast food option. I feel like that's really important. There really is nothing around us. So like for food, like healthy food wise. So I'm really pumped about that. So we have like a scheduled time that we can go and do that today. And what's going on? I feel like we had the best fall like ever here. I don't know. I had such a good fall season. I'm like really excited for winter, even though it's like, I feel like winter is like officially, it hasn't officially begun, but it's gonna be like 30s, 40s from here on out, I think. We had a really like lax fall. I don't know. It was like, I thought it was gonna be a lot colder than it was, but anyway. So this is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I picked up a new one in a new color for when the Sephora sale hit. I really like this foundation. I was gonna get the, you can see it's so light. I was gonna get the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, but I just really like this one. I think this is a good color match for me. I think so. Okay. But anyways, yeah, we've had a really nice fall and I'm excited for winter. We're going home to New York for Christmas this year, which is awesome. I'm really pumped about that. My dad has not seen Arlo since his birthday this year, so we wanted to get down for summer this year, but it just did not happen. We had like the move, and then we had a wedding later in the year. It just was like a busy year for us. Also, my skin is finally starting to like get back to normal. I think it was a combination. Obviously stress, huge stress. I think the other part of it was the weather change, and then the other part of it was I was just going overboard with my skincare. Like I was just exfoliating too much and I was just going nuts. So I started adopting skin cycling. I'm sure if you TikTok blew it up. I think her name is, gosh, why can I not think of her name? She's a dermatologist. Whitney Bowie, I think. But if you guys are curious to know what my skin cycling routine is, let me know. I was thinking about making a video about the products that I specifically use and whatnot. but it's really significantly helped my skin. So right now I'm just dealing with like acne scarring, which lasts quite a while on my skin recently. But I will take that any day over, you know, cystic acne, which is what I was dealing with. So finally feel like my skin is under control. I haven't had a live breakout in a hot minute. So that's good, right? What else is going on? I have finally, if you follow my vlog channel, committed to seeing a therapist regularly, and y'all, I feel like so good. It's only been 2 sessions, but I feel like just so much more understood, so much more, I don't know, just everything. I've done therapy like on and off, but never committed to anything like long term and figuring out the root of my issues and things like that. And I always thought, well, it's not that bad or whatever, but it really was. It was affecting a lot of my life, and it was just affecting my happiness. I've already taken away so much from the class, and just like, or the class, the therapy, I feel like it's class, the therapy, because she gives me homework. I've already taken away so much from the fact of like where my, like, trying to figure out where these expectations that I set for myself come from, how unrealistic they are, and just the different things that have happened in your life and the people you've met and the moves that I've made and all of these things that have changed and shifted and shaped the outcome of my life. And I think they've just become more amplified since becoming a mom and losing my mom. So there's just so much that goes into it, and it's just, I feel like it's not, I always thought of therapy, it's like, it can't cure me, so what the heck's the point? And now I realize it's just a tool to like open your eyes to become more aware of things that are happening in your life and why you are the way you are, because that's power. Knowledge is power. If you know, you can at least be cognizant about certain things. And I don't know, it's been just really, really good for me. And the thing that like resonated with me the most with my therapist was she basically explained to me, and if you follow my vlog channel, then you've already seen this or you've already heard this, but she basically kind of explained to me how your life right now is like, it's like a closet, okay? And you have all these like filing boxes, like all up in your closet, okay? This just giant closet full of boxes. And the moment your mother passed away, that door flew open and all the boxes fell on the ground. And you were left to kind of figure out what the heck to do with everything, right? And it opened up memories, and it brought back, you know, new pain and old pain and all of this stuff. And she was like, what I want to do is help you go through each and every single one of these boxes, organize them, put them back on the shelf, deal with what you need to deal with, and realize that some are just memories, and that's okay. And understand why you feel what you feel and all of that, and then move forward. And so the next time that door inevitably is going to pop open again, because it does in life, you know, this is, you know, obviously the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me, but it might not be the most traumatic thing. And so she said the next time that the door pops open, you'll be able to look at those boxes, know what's in them, know what to pick out, and then know what to just, you know, put back. And so that really, really like hit home with me, because that's really how I felt. I felt just so many emotions, and I really knew that I was going to go to therapy when I realized that some of my anxiety and my expectations were coming out in anger, and I never thought of myself as an angry person, like, ever. And I was just like, why am I feeling this way? And I would just take everything so like personal and just so extreme that it was just, I would look back at hindsight and I'd just be like, what the heck was wrong with me? But in that moment, you can't really assess those things. But understanding why, where they're coming from, because I sure as heck knew they weren't coming from Scott. You know, he's the most like easygoing, nice person ever. So where were these expectations coming from? How can I learn to deal with them? And how can I learn to let them go? or manage them. And you know, that's super important for me, especially with Arlo. Like, I want him to remember me as the mom who was like present, and the mom who was like, you know, just happy, instead of like stressed about, you know, stuff around the house or yada yada yada. Like, those stresses will always be there, but these years with Arlo and my happiness with him I won't always get to have, you know? So I don't know. I'm just choosing to let go of some of the control that I know I try to control certain areas of my life, because I try to control what I can control, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm like trying to talk while trying to do my makeup. This is hard. I'm a control freak, so I like to control what I can control. And when I've been feeling super out of control with like my emotions in my life, I almost go overboard. So working through those things. So I just like encourage you, if you're feeling just kind of not great, just, it doesn't have to be what you think it is to like go and finally get help, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I didn't realize like that depression and anxiety can look so different for certain people, and it doesn't have to be one size fits all. And I didn't realize that. I didn't think that like in order to be depressed and like get help, I needed to like not want to get out of bed every morning. I needed to, you know, not eat, or what, you know, I just needed to be crying all the time and all of this stuff. And it's like, in reality, that's not what it always looks like. And I don't know, I just feel like I share so much of my life on the internet, and I think it's important to also show the not so glorious parts of life. And I don't know, I used to be ashamed of feeling this way, but then I realized like there's nothing to be ashamed about. I went through a huge tragic part in my life, and I have to deal with it, and I avoided it for so long. And now I'm finally like committed to getting help and getting better. And this is your sign that if you're feeling similar to that, get help if you can, and know that you don't have to live this way. You have one life. Don't waste it thinking your problems aren't that bad. So anyhow, I'm using my new Hourglass palette that I got from the Sephora sale, and it's so pretty. I love this bronzer so much. I was low-key nervous because I was getting a lot of breakouts like right here and on my chin and stuff, and I was like, oh no. And then I follow these people on like TikTok and whatever, and they're like pore clogging ingredients, and Hourglass was like one of them, and I was just like, no, am I gonna have to get rid of my Hourglass bronzer? But then I was like, I was using this Hourglass bronzer like way before I started breaking out, so I'm like, I highly doubt that that's the problem. I don't know, sometimes I feel like totally things that are like pore clogging, if you have really acne prone skin, can be bad, but it's not the truth for everybody. And I used to hate when people who had like really nice skin, even like my state right now, not that I have like really nice skin, but you know what I mean, like I would hate when they'd be like, oh, I'm so acne prone, and I'm like, you have no acne on your face, how can you say you're acne prone? But I really am acne prone. Like, things trigger me, a lot of stress triggers my breakouts, not washing my face properly triggers my breakouts, things like that. So I know what it means to be acne prone, but I always would hate it when people would say that. When in college, I used to never wake up without a new pimple on my face. I would wake up with a new pimple on my face every single day when I was in college. And truly up until like I said, after I had my baby, it kind of like mellowed down. But all right, I love this palette. I run my bronzer just through my crease. But this palette's so nice. The only thing I wish that it had, and it would be like the perfect palette and I wouldn't need anything, is like an eyeliner sort of color. I really need to get rid of this chocolate. This is probably just as bad as still having the Naked palette. If you have the Naked palette, yeah, it's bad. Well, I don't think, do they still make the Naked? They probably came out with a new Naked palette, but you know, like the original Naked palette. I remember when that was like the first thing to like sell out in stores. That was when makeup was like crazy and would sell out. But well, now it still sells out. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, I need to get rid of that chocolate bar palette. But I just that's like the one thing that I just use like 2 eyeshadows in here, and that's it. And I was like looking when the Sephora sale was going, and I was like, maybe I can just buy like a little mini palette, but I just was like, or even a single. I feel like no company sells single shades anymore. Like I might actually have to go to the MAC store and just get a single shadow, because I always use bronzer through my crease, and I just use shadow to like be an eyeliner. It's pretty much all I do, like for a soft diffused eyeliner look. So I'm like, I just want like a dark brown, like shimmery, but I also sometimes, so I switch between like these 3 colors: hot chocolate, which is like a dark shimmery, hazelnut, which is kind of like a more like bronzy color, and then sometimes I go in with triple fudge, which is just a matte brown. So those 3 colors are what I need, but I need them to be pigmented enough. I feel like I could just depot them and put them in like a small container. Like, do they make Z palettes still? Are those a thing? I don't know. I just really like those shades, but oh, this blush, it's beautiful. I'm obsessed with this palette. I don't know what colors I used. I will leave it down below when I link everything, but basically those 2 for the bronzer in Lustrous Bronze Light, and then the blush in Iridescent Coral. So pretty. Obsessed with this palette, like, and it's an elephant. What else? Oh, I have been taking a little bit. I feel like these are also just like the way that this blend are so beautiful. Like I just do take a little bit of my beauty blender to just kind of like press everything in, but it just blends and looks so natural to me. I like cannot believe also that I'm almost out of this foundation. I love this. I need to go buy a new one in a lighter color. This is in 2-3 light. I need the lighter one, lighter than this, but this, I'm like, you can see how much I have left. So good. I love that foundation. Take a little bit of this and just kind of set. This is like one of their it's not their strobing powders. What is this one? Number 2. Finishing powder in Soft Light. I don't know, they're so pretty. Okay, if any of y'all have gotten your brows laminated, do you like it? Is it worth it? Tell me. I'm like debating. But like, does it just like straighten them out? Because I think I have pretty straight brows. I don't want to look like crazy, but I kind of have been brushing them up for the most part anyways. Like this. I don't know, I don't want to look insane, so I'm like scared. I know I'm not going to tint them because I don't need to tint my brows. Spray a little. I guess back to my therapy talk. We haven't really even started fully diving in and talking about like how I'm dealing with the grief of my mom. She really feels like we need to unpack the things that are affecting my day-to-day life, and then we'll get to other things, which I really think is helping. And also it just like opens up that conversation with your significant other about how to communicate with things, and how, I don't know, like just, I don't know. I can't talk about it too much, I don't think, because I think it's like privacy stuff, even though it's like me. I don't know how that works. There's something all over this headband. It's probably like Sunless Tanner or something. We're going out to dinner this weekend. In the city with one of Scott's co-workers, which I'm pretty pumped about. A little nice restaurant. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what I want to wear yet. It's supposed to be like, I think 30s. So warmth. Warmth is what we're going for sure. Ooh, I'm looking glowy. All right. I'm like almost out of this stuff. You know when you're almost out and it just like sprays all over you? I already have a backup. This stuff is so good. I think I need to get a new mascara soon as well. Okay, also update on this. I feel like I hate this. Does anyone else just like not like this that much? I don't know. I felt like everyone was like, oh, this is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury before the e.l.f. one came out. I just don't know if I believe that. It's really like glittery. I don't know. Maybe I need to try it again. Or maybe I just need to return it. I don't know. It's still like in my makeup thing. Same thing with this thing. I feel like this just like, I don't know if I got too light of a color, but it just like looks really dry and cakey underneath my eyes. I don't understand. I remember using this back in like college, but I don't know if I ever really liked it then either. I feel like I can just never get the color right. And that's the biggest thing with concealer for me, is like the perfect color. Yeah. Okay. Over anything else. I mean, obviously formula matters, but yeah. No, thank you. Oh, also as like a huge side note, I have been open with you guys that I get Botox like just really in this area for that forehead wrinkle that I get. I have not had Botox in that area since I think May of this year. So it's been well over 6 months, obviously. And typically I get it every like 6 months or so. Normally by that like 6 month mark, I have like a dramatic line in my forehead, and you can definitely see it, and I have like movement to it, so it's definitely worn off. But I will say that like I feel like ever since switching back and using my retinol, like Sunday Riley retinol that I love, I feel like I've noticed like a decrease in it. Oh no, it's funny when you like notice those things, because you're like, does skincare really work? I don't know, but anyway, I have noticed that, but I am gonna probably get it touched up soon. But anywho, that is going to wrap up my little girl talk. Get ready with me. I had fun getting ready with you guys, like always. Yeah, I don't know what else I have to update you on. Not much. Just if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, a little just anything, and you need to speak to someone, just never be afraid or ashamed or anything like that, because you have no idea how just talking about things like this, even if it helps one person, you don't understand the impact that it could have. And I just hope that I maybe affect one person that is feeling like on the fence about it. Do it and just see what happens. What's the worst thing that could happen, right? Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all in my next video.